Jai Jagan, everyone.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
We're still missing Burarji in action.
Myth.
At times he says he forgot when somebody has called him, so that's why I just thought in case. He's the one that is usually at work around this time, is that right? नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्जायाणं नमो लोये सव्वसाहुणम्. Jai Jinendra, everyone. We are doing Chah Dhala, Dhal 3 we are on, and we will be starting Chand 11. If we can quickly summarize what we did in the past 10 chands, we did Sat Tattva Sambandhi Bhool. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So let's revise. We've done this multiple times, all the way from Bal Bodh, right? So what is the Jeev Tattva Sambandhi Bhool?
Jiva Tattva is, it is like Ekatva. It forgets that, and it does not see the differentiation between the Jiva and Ajiva.
Right. And no, it takes Pudgal to be Jeev,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And Jeev, Ajeev. What is Ajeev Tattva Sambandhi Bhool?
Ajiva Tattva is like we can help or hurt somebody, and dependence on the other than the soul, it depends on the non-soul activities.
Right. And also, it thinks that Ajeev, this body, is doing what actually Atma is doing, like knowing and those kind of things, right? So that is Ajeev Tattva Sambandhi. Jeev, Ajeev, then what is next?
Asrav,
Ashra.
Bandha.
Sambandhi Bhool. What are we mistaken over there?
Asrav Tattva, the forgetfulness about Asrav Tattva is like doing, I mean, Punya is good, Papa is bad.
Right. And the fact that we think certain activities are dharma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good, bad is okay. We know
Yeah. Yeah.
punya will give you meritorious karmas and pap will give you demeritorious. But
Yeah.
believing
Punya is
that is going to let me out is
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And Ashraf, Samvar,
Bandha. Bandha Tattva.
what is all that? Bandh mein kya, how do we get bandh?
Bandha, there is a Prakriti Bandha, Pradesh Bandha,
No, no,
Sthiti
no.
Bandha.
How do we get the karmas bandh to our
When we identify with what is happening in ashram,
right? And we are happy. We think the circumstances are reason for happiness and sorrow.
Yeah.
And indulge in them.
Yeah.
That because if we don't have the attachment, things will still happen to us.
Yeah.
Life will go on as usual. But we will not be, it's all in the Shraddha Gun, that we will not think that this is my reason for happiness or this is my reason for sorrow. In which case, then you are equanimous, you're just the Gyata Drashta, just observing whatever is going on around you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then Moksha Tattva Sambandhi Bhui. What was Moksha? What do people think it's Moksha?
Heavens, they think heaven is their goal instead of moksha. They
Yeah.
equate those things. Doing punya will take me to heaven.
Right, right. So, Moksha Tattva Sambandhi Bhul is that people think that moksha is just a place they can go and come back, and they don't realize that that is actually your natural state of being, which is eternally happy. So, people, until they understand this tattvas, fundamentals, everything clearly, they don't even have an imagination of moksha. They think it's some nice place you go to, you come back, enjoy it. No, that's not what. Right. And it is not even in that respect. I mean, yes, physically the soul is somewhere, but still the state of your soul is really moksha, that purest state. Okay. All right. So let's start with number 11, Samyakta ke 25 dosh tatha 8 guna. Okay. So, Bahubali ji, you can start.
Canja 11. The right faith has 25 faults and 8 components. Vasumada-dhari, Nivari, Trisatata, Sat Anayatana, Tyagav, Sankadik, Vasudosha Bina, Samvegadik, Chitta Pagav, Ashta Anga, Arudosha, Pachisav, Tina Sankshepa, Kaiye, Bin Jane, Te dosha gunan kao kaise tajiye gahi hai.
Babaji, can you share the screen, please?
Is someone, Arunji, are you saying
Yes. Can you share your screen as well?
Okay, so
Thank you.
let me. Okay, you see the screen? You see the document?
coming, yeah.
Yes, now
Fine.
yes.
If you guys can see, it's okay. Otherwise, he can expand a little bit.
Okay, let me close this.
That's good.
Okay, good.
Okay. Vasumadatari, to avoid 8 kinds of pride, Nivari, Trisattata, give
So
up
just
3
this is also a lesson in Hindi. Vasu means what? Avoid. Mother is what?
pride.
All right. I don't know why he says it pride, but anyway, mother means actually you drink and you get mother. No,
Yeah.
wait. No, there are 2 meanings of mud. In this case, it may be pride.
Mother means normal get high, correct?
Yeah, that is also one meaning, but
Yeah.
pride is also one meaning. So here, it's using pride. So let's keep it that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Nivarit Trishattatha, give up 3 kinds of stupidities. Shat Anayatan Tyago, give up the association with the 6 types of worthless places. So 8 components of right faith: Amuda Drishti, Nirvichikitsa, Nikankshit, Nishankit, Upagovan, Sthitikaran, Vatsalya, Prabhavan.
Okay, just stop there at that picture for a few minutes. Okay. So these are 8 characteristics that you would see in a Samyak Drishti Jeev. Okay. So I'll discuss a couple just so you get an idea what I'm saying. As the Jeev move towards right belief, he naturally becomes very confident in himself that nothing can bother him, Nobody else's can hurt him. So there is nothing that he has to worry about. He is the soul which is going to move on. The soul, the whatever else is going on, he doesn't own it. He is not ultimately responsible for it. So all that gives him a lot of peace, lot of no doubts left. So these are the things that you experience. Okay, now when you don't have that special attachment towards either your body, your kids, your whatever, then you are generally liking everybody, that Vatsalya gun. Whether it is Sadharmik Vatsalya, which means, you and I or whatever we are believing in the same faith, or even the world Vatsalya, because everybody is a soul. They just happen to be temporarily in this abode, and they are acting according to their karmas, and you don't bother yourself much with it. In which case, then you are caring for everybody in general without that extreme rag or extreme dvesh. Prabhavna ang, well, your life itself becomes prabhavna. When people see you being able to be calm generally, not be bothered, that itself becomes prabhavna, which means people want to follow you or understand, hey, how come you mostly seem to be peaceful? Oh, all this happened and you're not bothered. Or, those kind of things. So, the reason I'm laughing is uh, my husband, right? He's mostly into his own little world of Swadhyaya or whatever, right? So, um, so my kids, they joke, right? You can put him in a situation, everybody's gossiping, everybody's having fun, family. He will be there half an hour, then he'll excuse himself without asking. So they all joke, we don't know when dad will disappear. Or he's generally pretty calm about things. So in India, when we came, so all these daughter-in-laws think that all husbands should be like Shanti. Because he's least bothered by anything else that's going around him. So he can easily ignore. The house could be on fire and he can be in his own world. So anyway, so then nirvichikitsa is you're not, well, we'll read the details rather than me. I just want to point out a couple of things. Now, my point to come was that even until you become a real Samyak Drashti, which is you have the soul experience and all those, but you can still observe some of these things in you. That generally you realize that, oh, you know what, I don't have these, what do you call, prejudices anymore, or, strong thoughts about certain things. And those slowly, your personality changes in towards this way, that type of thing. Okay, now let's read the details of these. Hopefully they have those. Or maybe they don't.
So I think there another screen here.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
8 types of prides, 8 faults.
Yeah, we did that in chapter, didn't we do that in chapter 1? But that's okay. Let's quickly see here. Okay.
8 types of prides, yeah. The caste, physique, knowledge, authority, austerity, strength, wealth, heredity.
Yes. We have done this in the past also.
Yeah. 8 faults, Shanka, Kanksha. So
Shanka
this
is
is
doubt.
same as the opposite of these we learned about previous page.
Right. Kanksha means akanksha. Have you in the word akanksha?
Yeah.
Ichha, right? That's Yeah.
Ashanka. Yeah.
So Kanksha is Icha?
Yes. Maybe has he not given English meanings of these 8 faults?
3 stupidities. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is in order to attain
Not
right faith, one
given.
should avoid.
It's okay. We'll find it somewhere there.
Yeah, there. Yeah, I think it is this. It is explained. I mean, previously, read stanza 12. It says for meanings. It's. I think it
Oh,
in the
okay.
12th
Maybe
stanza.
then,
It's,
maybe
yeah,
then it
12th.
should
It is.
be
They have
more
given. I think.
details. Yes. Let's then move on to that one. So we understand that Aat Mad, Teen Murta, and Chah Anayatan. Okay.
Yeah.
Or so those are what? Those are dosh, not things to have.
Yeah.
So if somebody is a samyak drashti, and let's say because of his punya udaya, whatever, he has wonderful circumstances. But internally, he will not feel that sense of pride that, oh wow, I have so much, or because he doesn't associate himself with that. So even if he's good looking, very knowledgeable, in power, wealth, and even people who are not yet samyak drashti it goes both ways. If you are generally that type, like, what do they call, like humble people, right? They are not much into pride about anything that they are good at. Those people are also more likely to absorb these fundamentals because they will not be as strong opinionated. They may be wanting to verify things, and that is okay. You should always question things and you should always verify stuff, but they will not have strong opinions. Otherwise, they will be able to understand. The 3 stupidities, let's quickly look at that, right?
Deva Murta.
Now, these are very interesting and important, right? People are very strong about their Devi Devta sometimes. And that should not happen. Dev Guru Dharma. In this case, the pictures are showing almost like Kudev, Kuguru. But even for Sudev, Suguru, you should not have Murta. That means that, what do you call that? You shouldn't be, the term we use is the fundamentalist group. What happens in those, right? They're stuck with just that opinion and they just hate everybody else, sort of what we see in the Islamic religion.
The cult following, kind of cult
following types. Yes. That is called Murta. Okay. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a strong belief in the right things. But you are not that type of cult following where, you'll do anything for it. You'll even do wrong things for it, that type of thing. Okay. So even when it comes to Jains, usually, like, things happen in India where sometimes the government has taken Jain temples or something. So generally masses will not put up a big fight for it. Yes, they may show non-violent, stand against the government or whatever if the Jain temples are hurt, but usually they will limit their violence. So, and that is what it means, that even though you sort of, till certain bhumika, you do have an attachment towards your Dev, Guru and Dharma, but you wouldn't be that arrogant. Okay. Then of course, the other 8 good qualities. Now let's read the details. Okay. Viraj, you want to read the 12th one? Or 11th in yours, whatever it is, yeah.
So 11th, still English has something in it.
More in it? Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, like I think the chand, it did not translate, did not give meaning for all of it. So it gave the pictures and then it came down now.
No problem.
And then there is a little bit,
Let's-
yeah. Okay.
And Sorry, Auntie, before we go into the next one, I still don't understand. Like, are we going to cover all these later on? Like this
Details, I think they're coming in.
Amura Drishti, Niruchikitsa, Nikankshit, we'll cover all that afterwards.
Definitely. Yes, we will.
And these three stupidities, like, what does that mean? Dev Mudata, Dharma Mudata, and Guru Mudata. Like, what is that referring to?
Is like extremely strong opinionated in that sense. Murakta.
Mudata?
Murdata is like murakta. In Hindi,
Blind belief.
murk hai.
So, like blind belief in some Kudevs,
Yeah,
in
right.
Dharma, any scriptures, and in gurus.
Yeah.
And then the other three pictures are showing like looks like he's bowing to some Baba.
Yeah,
And then this is like Kali, and then this is some Brahmin, right, or something like that.
Sacrifice, giving sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right. So he's murakta means he doesn't even analyze it properly. Is he doing the right thing or not?
Just kind of blindly following what
Whoever.
this and these can all be called grahit mityatvas also, right?
That's true, right? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's I think a step of false belief, right?
Yes, but false belief will come to who? Who are murak, stupid.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Or even when the true belief comes, still being like a fundamentalist is also murakta. It is not.
What do you mean? What do you mean when true belief comes?
So let's say now you know that this is the true Shastra, right? Now you go on arguing with people that everybody should only believe in this and blah blah blah. Okay, it's one thing to explain the nature of things when people are interested. It's another to force things on people. We don't do that. That is murakta. When somebody is not receptive, you don't talk to people even though you know the correct fundamentals and get them angry and all that. Remember in that Rakhi story, Raksha Bandhan story?
Yeah.
Remember we read that Sainik came to argue and this one sadhu kind of gave him the knowledge and he felt defeated and then he wanted to kill that guy. So that is also murakta. Right? And then the Acharya said you should not have done that. You shouldn't have tried to teach somebody who is not receptive. Okay.
Oh.
So let's continue reading.
Okay. Shanakadika Vasudosha Bina without 8 types of demerits, Samvegadik, to be fearful of miseries, etc. Chitta Pago, to remain engrossed in self. Ashtanga, 8 components, limbs. Aru and Dosha Pachesa, 25 faults. Tina Dosha, Sankshepa in brief. Kai hai, narrate. Bina janete, without knowing them. Dosha Gunnan ko, merit and demerit of these. Kaise, how. Thajiye, give up. Gaiye, accept. In order to attain right faith, one should avoid 25 faults. They are as follows: 8 types of prides, mada, 3 types of stupidities, mudatta, shatata.
Word in the shlok, right?
Yeah, like I need to go back.
Nayatan Tyago Shanka Devasubeda 25 संक्षेप.
बिन जाने दोष गुण ने है कैसे तजिए वसु दोष बिना संवेद के चित्त.
Those words are not there.
Those words are not here. I'm
Okay,
not sure.
I'll explain.
I'm not sure whether it is misplaced or.
No. Let's see. He's saying types of stupidities. Mudata. You're reading it mudata. It's mudata.
Yeah, correct. Mudata.
Murta we already explained. It's Murakta.
Mudata,
Shatata.
Shatata, Shatata.
Mhm.
6 types of worthless places of false religion, Anayatan.
Mhm.
8 demerits, Dosha. The person with 8 faith, the person with the right faith will put his concentration towards fear of transmigration, Samvega,
Mhm.
kindness to all living creatures, Anukampa, faith in the omniscient Lord's Astikya, and restraining of mind from passions, Prasham. In the next stanzas, the nature of these 25 faults and the 8 components will be described. It is necessary for one to know the faults so he can give them up and know the components so he can accept them. So continue to read.
Yeah, we'll continue because we already discussed that. So if the next these are missing some things, then we'll again go back and discuss.
Okay. 8 components of the right faith. Jinnavach me shanka nadar Rusha Bhavasukha Vancha Bhano Munitana Malina Deka Na Ginavai Tattva Kutatva Vichannao Nijaguna Arupar Agauna Aguna Auguna Thake Va Nijadharma Badavai Kamadika Kari Rushate Chigate Nijapara Kaunsu Dithave Jinnavacha me in preaching of omniscient Lord Shankana, no doubt, Dhara Vrisha, follow religion, Bhavasukha Vancha Bhane, not to have desire for sensual comforts, Munitana, body of ascetics, Malina, unclean, Dek, see, Na Ginave, not to feel disgust, Tattva, reality, Kutattva, false principles, Vichano, make distinction, Nijaguna, one's merits, Arupar Aguna, and others' demerits, Dhakai, to cover up Pa and Nijadharma, qualities of soul, Baddhavai, to propagate Kamadika Kari, due to passionate feelings like unchastity, etc. Rushate, from religion. Chigate, slip away. Nijapar Kao, oneself and others. Su Tiddhavai, re-establish. 8 components of the right faith are described below, the first 6 of which are described in this stanza and the following 2 in the next. One obtains faith in the nature of the elements. He knows the real nature and not any other way. This is known as doubtlessness in the elements, Nishankit.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay. So one does not have any desire of fruits of the religious activities performed by him. This is known as desirelessness of worldly pleasure, Nikankshit. Third, looking at the unclean body of the ascetic, one is not to be disgusted. This is known as non-repugnance at the afflicted one, Nirvichikitsa.
That disgust feeling,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
When you accept
Not to get the discussion.
that Muniraj does not bathe or Muniraj, then you don't get that disgust feeling because you are relating that to the attachment to the body.
Yeah.
So then naturally you don't get that.
Yeah. One performs the test to find out the true nature of the elements and does not get involved in worthless things. This is known as the non-stupidity in the omniscient Lords, the Holy Scriptures, and the enlightened teachers. Amudatva.
Mhm.
One is careful not to get engrossed in his praise or in seeing the faults of others. This way, he keeps his soul pure. This is known as developing the spiritual qualities, upaguhana.
Mhm.
When the person or someone else is
As
getting
he's
away,
saying, if there is anything unclear, just ask, or we can even take some examples.
Yeah.
So for example, one is careful not to get engrossed in his praise or in seeing the faults of others. And naturally, people do that a lot,
yeah,
right? So this way he keeps his soul pure, right? So when you're not doing that, you are avoiding all those karmas, right? You're not, like I said, all these are details of how a person will be equanimous. Things don't bother him. He's not engrossed in his own self-praise, whatever you want to call it. So when a person has upaguhan, it translates it into ultimate humility. Okay. A humble person also does not see the bad in others or self-pride. He would rather only see the good in others. You know, we have those 5 bhavnas. No, so there is 4 bhavnas in one. Gun Pramod, we studied that. Which ones were those? Anybody remembers? I'll give you, actually, Dinesh, you might know this. Trichitra Banuji had that bhajan, Maitri Bhavnu. That has the 4 bhavnas. So if you can think what those 4 are.
I don't remember the whole bhajan. I just remember some Maitri Bhavanu, Pavitra Jharanu, and then some words here and there, but
Okay. The bhajan goes that I want to be friends with everybody, the whole universe. If I see somebody better than me spiritually, then I have gun pramod bhavna. What does that mean? I look at their uh, goodness and learn from it. If somebody is mean to me, I stay madhyast, I stay equanimous. If somebody is going through rough times, I be compassionate. There are 4, right? Gun pramod, vatsalya, madhyast. And anyway, there's one more. When I think of it, I'll tell you. So a person who has this upagohan quality will have those also. Okay, go ahead. Next one.
yeah.
And
Sixth one.
I don't know, Dinesh, if you stepped out or what happened. I tried to call you in the first, because you were asking, looking for those meanings, so they're detailed. They're explaining it in detail.
yeah, I was listening. I just turned my camera for a second. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Sixth one. When the person or someone else is getting away from the right faith due to the rise of passions, then to pull back in the religion is known as the stabilization in the religion, sthitikaran.
So you see, let's say somebody is going through very rough time, right? And they're swadhyay. And now they think, oh my God, well, now we understand, so we won't do that. But a lot of people will say, oh, I went to the temple every day and still, why did this happen to me? Right? So they would start blaming or being depressed. So when somebody is like that, to bring them back into the spirituality, make them again like, so sthitikaran is like they got out of the stability of the mind because of their circumstances. So to bring them back, or even remember I tell you, like if somebody is missing from class, give them a call. That is part of stabilizing. So if they forgot, if they went, something somewhere else, then that is all part of the sthitikaran gun. Okay, there are even you will experience within your class, some people they have a wedding, some people they have some occasion, and then they're suddenly not coming to class. So if the classmate calls them and says, hey, it's only an hour in 2 hours in a week, don't miss class, figure out a way to come in spite of, whatever. I mean, everybody's busy, right? There's 100 reasons to be very busy. That is all part of sthiti karma. In sadhu's case, same thing. Even sometimes sadhus get vichalit. Then the other sadhus, the fellow sadhus, try to help them out, come back to sthiti karma. Because the moha has been there from anadi. So sometimes, even if you know a lot, it can still happen. So then that Samyak Drashti will always do sthiti karana of the others. Okay. Or like they're showing in this picture, what? I don't know if this person is sick or what. It's hard to understand. Did he have a car accident or is he sick? I cannot tell.
Yeah, I think here it is. Looks like accident. Somebody fell there trying to stabilize something.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so okay. Yeah, maybe that's just a physical meaning of stabilization. I don't know.
Ajay, quick question here.
Yeah,
How is this all related to, let's say, 10 लक्षण की जो हम बात करते हैं?
10 लक्षण तो वो धर्म के 10.
How is it different or related? That's the question.
These are different, right? Dharam ke 10 lakshan is you stay within the qualities of your soul. These are qualities, external qualities, your behavior.
Charitrik.
Charitra ke hai, yeah, right. So yes, there is a difference, but they're all related. Those who have the dharam ke 10 lakshan will also have these. Okay.
So, Dharam ke 10 lakshan, I thought, was more towards the path of Samyak Charitra, right? Because that's the first step, correct? And then you develop the right faith. So, is that the distinction?
No. Faith always
Darshan.
comes first. Charitra doesn't come first.
I believe the Dashalakshana is more of a telling, like those are your pure attributes.
Yeah, the
So
dharam.
to know and then
Self-
understand and also believe that, then automatically these things are externally happens.
Yes. So if you
So,
believe
these are manifestations
intrinsically,
of once you imbibe of those attributes, these are the manifestations of
right?
that.
Yes.
Isn't the other way around?
It's
This
your natural form, right? These will naturally happen.
yes, so are these not the 8 types of faith? Means the faith will come first, right?
So
Then knowledge and then conduct, right? So
that faith, then this is what you would, these qualities is what you would see outwardly.
Yeah.
Okay?
oh,
Yeah, I
if you,
always get confused what comes first, actually. You're right.
So in Dashalakshana also there are two ways they put it, correct? Like Vyavara and Nishchaya Dharma. So
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is Shama versus Uttam Shama and all that, right?
Exactly. So Nishchay mein to your soul is always in Uttam Shama. Nothing to do. But in Vyavahar, you would actually think of actually forgiving people and all that. Because why? Because that is your true nature. And same way, a Samyak Drishti who has experienced his own true nature will have these qualities. And even if you don't have the true Samyak Darshan, as you are progressing towards that, you are understanding and firmly believe in and strong conviction about the reality of things, then you would see these qualities in yourself too.
So, in terms of progression, the selection comes first and then this comes next. That's what you're saying, right?
No. These are all part of, okay, Daslakshan is also part of Samvar qualities, right? So those all help in reducing or changing types of your influx of karmas. But see, ultimately, these are all different ways of explaining to us in Vyavhar. Because if you just say you're Atma and I'm done, obviously that's not going to go anywhere. So eventually you are reaching towards your pure form of soul. And these all help towards it. So Dasalakshan is telling you this is who you are. You are in Uttam Shama. That is your natural state. You are Uttam Marda, Uttam Arja, all those things, right? And you're going towards that. Now these the fourth Gunstan person will also have, who has reached Samyak Darshan. So outwardly, this is how his behavior will be. If he sees somebody जो धर्म से भटक रहा है, उसको वापस लाने की कोशिश करेंगे, या he will not have this self-praise and seeing the attitude of seeing faults of others, even though that is part of charitra. So within the same, as you are having this correct belief, then these will show in your charitra.
Now, am I responsible to stabilize somebody else? I'm just asking a theoretical question.
So you
But
are
then that would mean certain amount of rag towards that person, no?
responsible, nor you should think that you can.
Okay.
But this is naturally will happen. Because you're still not perfect. Aryant will not feel any of these also. But you are not there yet. So naturally you will feel that, oh, I should help those who have gone away from religion because of whatever their circumstances, like that. Is that kind of becoming more clearer, or are you still confused?
No, I think Jainism is a tough religion. That's all I can say.
Nature of things is easy if you understand. It is tough if you don't.
I mean, it's very open religion, correct?
And
There is a lot
once
of
you start
Oh, yeah.
Anekantavada, Shadvada,
But
correct? So everybody
it
can have the
challenges you right down to your core. That's the thing,
Yes.
right?
So, but just to take a practical example of what Arun Bhai is saying, like,
Everything is tough until you understand it and you apply it. It's the same for Jainism.
like in that picture where that guy is stabilizing the guy on the road, right?
They're just trying to explain to you like meaning of stabilize. I don't know what they're trying.
No. But just to take a practical example, so like
could be two things. So let's say one guy has just fallen, he got hit by a car, whatever. So he's stabilizing, physically stabilizing his body. The other meaning could be this guy is old and sick and has kind of temporarily not thinking of who am I and religion. So then this person could be helping him get back to those thoughts rather than the thoughts of illness and the
yeah. No, but I'm just saying, okay, so let's say somebody is on the road in front of you and has fallen down, right? So, you know, our human tendency is going to be to try to help that person. It seems to me that the solution here is very clear. I mean, you're not going to walk past that person and not lend a hand when you can. The idea is that you do not think that you're the doer. So you can lend a hand to that person, but you should not get into that bhram that I am doing something to help this person. It is that karma, that person's karma operating through you, your own karma. You are just doing the actions, right? So it's not really any contradiction. It's just a question of what is your mental state when you're doing these actions.
yes.
I mean, if you walk past that person, like
How you will react.
no, but like many states now, they have like Good Samaritan laws. If you actually walk past that person on the street and don't help, you can go to jail. So you are actually compelled to help, you know, people who are in need.
Also, the fact that you have Ari in Manushya Gati comes with its own characteristics, right? In the human form, you are naturally supposed to be compassionate. If you are odd, if you see somebody sick or just fallen in an accident and you don't go out to help. That should be your natural tendency because you are a human. It's simply humanity. Okay.
Yeah, this is because in Jainism, there's a lot of different strains of thought about this. How do you do compassion, right? So you have some so-called sadhus and sadhus who are starting ashrams and schools and this and that. They think they should help all the samaj, you know. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you don't help. It's all about your mental state. Because if you don't help somebody who's clearly in need, you are like a psychopath or a sociopath, right? You don't, there's something wrong with you. But the question is all about the mental state and who is doing what and what you're doing, right? Like there's no option. If you have somebody in front of you who needs help and you have the ability to help, you must help that person. But it's not you who's helping that person. That's what we have to.
Okay, for example, I'll give you an example, right? In India, You see a lot of beggars coming to you, right? My tendency is whenever somebody comes, I'll just give. Okay. Now, the locals sometimes will object to it. They will say, no, 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 these people are in a gang and blah, 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 and they're fooling you and all that. My tendency is they came in front of me. I mean, yes, I'll do a little testing that I'm like not totally getting fooled or encouraging bad things happening. But other than that, I would say if this person has had little bad circumstances, and if I have something that I can give, then it is my duty to give. Not thinking that I am the reason for his this little happiness or for his whatever. No. And then you can relate it to today. What you said, Dinesh, is that today his karmas, his punya was supposed to come into Uday where he was supposed to get something from somebody. So all that is interrelated.
But that's something, as Arun was saying, it's a very difficult thing to follow because you have to constantly have that smaran that I'm not doing anything. Like this has to be something constant, no matter what you're doing, even when you're walking or cooking or whatever you're doing. It's not me. It's not what I think it is. It's not who I think it is who's doing it.
I
Right?
am just the
No,
observer. Things are happening. That's the
Yeah.
okay. And again, in Jainism, remember in second chapter we read that the true dharam is, it says the apeksha. It is not ekantavad. It's not only this way or only that way. It's always apekshas. If you are in the ragi state, it is appropriate for you to help and do all that. If you are in a vitragi state, no, you don't worry about any of that. Muniraj doesn't go around helping. Why is the lion killing the deer? He should save the deer. No, 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 that's not his problem. He's there to sit and be with his Atma. But you and I, yes, if somebody is going out on the road killing somebody, if you can protect, we will. So there is always a peksha. What is right in what state?
What is the word you're using? Apeksha?
Apeksha. Apeksha means
Doesn't apeksha mean expectation?
apeksha means it's
is
a kind of like expectation, correct?
No, that is also one meaning of apeksha. With apeksha, what I'm saying is, what's the English?
I mean, you wishing, kind of like wish,
no,
wishful.
no. Oh my God, I'm not able
In
to
place of?
think of the English word.
Does it mean in place of?
No.
Relativity, it's contextual relative context.
We have done this in the, it's just not coming to me. Let me say. Oh boy. How do I explain this? Okay. Relativeness. In relation to this behavior is appropriate. Is that getting clearer? There, I'm just not coming up with the correct word.
It's kind of like a vyavarik. I mean, so the vyavarik is relative, correct? I mean, anything is
relative.
When you say in relation to, that means the same behavior can be correct in one circumstance and incorrect in another circumstance, right?
Meaning of apeksha. Let's just Google it. I guess just my mind is not quite coming up with it. And that the one you are thinking is also one of the one of the meanings, but what I'm talking is not that. 1 second here. Okay. So I'm thinking if I tell you
Relative perspective.
Did you read that somewhere? So one is
it just ChatGPT. It says viewpoint, standpoint, or relative perspective.
okay. So yeah. So
apeksha is not anticipation.
No. For example, in relation to a child, balloon breaking is a cause of sorrow, misery for the child. In relation to adult, it is not. Why? Because the adult understands that the balloon has a certain life and it is going to burst. You understand apeksha?
It's a viewpoint.
So it's like it's relativity, basically.
Relativeness, all that.
Yeah.
It's a viewpoint. Yeah.
That would be a point.
Point of
So as I was saying, like this, the same thing.
True of this, that this applies.
Yeah, the same thing can be correct in one circumstance and then have a different meaning or incorrect in another circumstance. It's a relative, right? Yeah.
All relative, yes.
So like for munis, certain conduct is correct. For householder, the same conduct may not, or vice versa, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So contextual, I guess, could be a word also,
Mm.
you know, depending on the context, whether it is right or wrong, that type of thing. Yeah. All right, let's continue.
Okay, so next one, the
So we're done with
stanza
that.
13 starts now. Yeah,
Right.
I think the other things will be explained. The components will be explained.
Come in the next stanza.
Yeah.
Okay, if somebody else wants to read now, it's okay. Who wants to go? Arunji,
I
you
can
can.
read.
So you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, I can read. Dharmi saugo vach priti sam kari jin dharma dipave in gunate viparit dosh vasu tinko sant khipave पिता भूपवा मातुल नृप जाओ होवन तव मद ठाने मदन रूप को मदन ज्ञान को धन बल को मद भाने. So Dharm saw is co-religious fellow, Gau Vach Priti Sam, like the affection of cow with its calf, Kari, do, Jin Dharm Dipave, glorify the Jain religion, in Gunate, from these virtues, Viprit is contrary to this, Dosh Vasu, 8 infirmities, Tinkon, those, Sant, saint, Khipave is destroy, Pita Bhoop, father is the king, Va, and Matul Nrip, maternal uncle is king, Jau Hona, if happens to be, Tau Mad Thane, not to be proud, Madna Roop Kau, not to be proud of handsome appearance, Madana Gyan Kau, not to be proud of knowledge, Dhan, wealth, Bal, power, Kaumat Bhane, destroy the pride.
These are the art mud, just so you guys know. Dinesh, you were asking. So they're now coming to the more explanations of those. Okay.
In this stanza, author describes the remaining two components of the right faith and then starts the description of remaining faults. First 5 out of 8 types of prides are described in this stanza. Right faith components. One shows the love towards co-religionists like the cow showing love to her own calf. This is known as fraternity towards co-religionist, Vatsalya, that is. One removes the darkness of ignorance and obtains the right knowledge. Thereafter, he continues to spread Jain religion with whatever strength he has. This is known as glorification of religion, prabhavana.
Okay, so like I told you, prabhavana, one way is you be like that, so people are able to observe who you are and accordingly Jain prabhavana. The other way is you do whatever is in your capacity. For example, this Kirit Bhai who has translated the book, you know, obviously it's a lot of labor to translate, come up with these pictures. There's a lot of work, but he had the time and understanding. So he used his time and capacity to do this book translation. So that is one way of prabhavana, right? Glorification of religion, hoping people who cannot understand Hindi completely, oh, it will be beneficial. So this is a prabhavana ang.
Opposite of these, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And of course, Vatsalya ang, also it's called ang because those are the 8 separate qualities of the Samyak Drishti. And you always have Vatsalya towards co-religious, at least initially, all the Jain fellows, and then also it extends to the world. So there is no place for hate in that sense. So when you say
Opposite-
Vatsalya, it actually means, let's say you're going to the temple, right? And somebody is not behaving well or whatever, not appropriate. So you wouldn't suddenly feel that anger. You would feel like for your own child, what happens if your child doesn't behave? You understand that he's not behaving well right now. You try to correct it. Uh, with love, you would try to help them out. So same kind of thing for the sadharmis also. And it's popular way people say sadharmit vatsalya. Okay, fine. You have money, so you paid for the food, hoping that you are supporting the cause and having people come and listen to the sermon, come to the puja, whatever the case may be. That is how that word sadharmik vatsalya came for the food.
Oh, is that? I was gonna ask, but they also call it Swami Vatsalya, right?
Swami also means sadharmi.
Okay, so
Both are synonymous. Yes.
Swami Vatsalya, and they call that. So it's basically eating together with your co-religionists.
Right.
So that's what they
It's
call
like
it. Okay.
showing affection or
Right.
meaning.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
Opposite of these 8 virtues are 8 demerits to be destroyed.
Mhm.
There is description of 25 different types of faults associated with the right faith. The demerits, that is, opposite of 8 virtues, are described above. 8 types of prides are discussed below, the first 6 of which are in this stanza. One may have pride due to paternal success, that is, father being a king. This pride is of heredity, kul mad.
Mhm.
One may have pride due to maternal success. This is pride of caste, jati mad.
So you see
This
how they have two different, from your father's side, it's called kul, and from your mother's side, it's called jati. So, oh, I come from this big lineage or big rich heritage, whatever, people have pride of that. Or my maternal grandfather was the serpent of something. I guess in today's times, somewhat that is less common, but it is. I mean, people who are, let's say, Rockefeller successors or big shots, sometimes they may have that kind of pride.
So why would mother and father both define the heredity? I mean, this is
Obviously, your hereditary comes from both sides, right?
it says maternal side is pride of caste.
Yes. It's just they're naming it as that. So your paternal side is called kul, your maternal side is called caste or jati or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think some of this is made up in
They're
the
just
English.
saying that either side, you should not have that pride. I mean, there are people whose father's side may not be as rich or as famous, but mother's side is. So then they're always talking about, oh, my this side grandparents are so and whatever. And again, like I said, these things used to be more common, popular in the like generations before us, where I mean, in India, still today, people talk about it like this, that, oh, my so and so is politician, let's say, he's MLA, he's MP. They have this sense of pride that I'm related to this famous person. That way.
One may have pride due to a handsome body. This is known as pride of physique, sharir mad.
Mhm.
One may have pride due to capacity to grasp because of sharp intellect. This is known as pride of knowledge,
And
gyan
we
mad.
do see that a lot. I mean, Gyan Mad, even in spiritual Gyan, and of course, local, kids who get good grades, who are smarter, are always sometimes looking down upon the rest. So that is not good.
One may have pride of his wealth, dhan mad.
We can see
And
that
one,
everywhere.
one may have pride due to his strength, bal mad.
Balmat, yes. Right? And
Actually,
see, sometimes pride is not always, doesn't have to be expressed, right? If you see a feeble old man who cannot lift his suitcase and you go there and, oh, yes, I can lift it for you. So one is you understand and you help. The other is this sense of pride that I'm still young and I can lift or whatever. That is what they're talking about here. Okay, go ahead.
So stanza 14, description of two remaining prides, description of 6 worthless places of false religion, anayatan, and description of 3 stupidities, murta. तप को मद न प्रभुता को करे न सो निज जाने मद धारे तो यही दोष वसु सम्यक कूम मल ठाने कुगुरु कुदेव कुवृष सेवक की नहीं प्रशंस उचरे हैं जिन मुनि जिन श्रुत बिनु कुगुरादिक तिनहि न नमन करे हैं. तप को मदना, not to be proud of austerities. Madnu prabhuta ko kareina, not to have proud of authority. So nij jane, to have self-knowledge. Mad dharai to, if to be proud of. Yahi is this. Dosh vasu, 8 infirmities. Samyak kon, of right faith. Mal thane, to create blemishes. Kuguru kudev kuvrash, false preceptors, false lords and false religion. Sevaki, followers of. Nahi prasan uchre hai, not to praise. Jin, omniscient lords. Muni, passionless ascetics. Jin Shruti, Jain scriptures. Binu is without. Kuguradik, false preceptors, etc. Tinahi, those. Na naman kare hoy, not to pay obeisance. One should not feel proud of one's austerities, tapmad, and one's authority. If one does not feel proud in its various forms, one can know oneself. If one keeps these prides, it tarnishes one's right faith with these 8 prides. A right believer never praises or pays reverence to false preceptor or his followers, false lords and his followers, and false religions and its followers. He only pays obeisance to omniscient Lord, passionless naked ascetics, and non-violence preaching Jain religion. The remaining 2 types of prides are as follows. One may have pride due to capacity of austerity, which is tapmad.
And have
One
you
may
guys
have
noticed that people who do a Thai mask hammer, they never forget that. Anybody else doing, let's say you go and in the temple somebody did mask hammer, they will always mention, oh yes, I also did this 10 years ago. So what happens? That sense of pride is there, right? So tapamad, and that also one should not have. Okay, go ahead.
One may have pride due to his authority. Puja mad.
Yeah, I don't know. Puja is probably not a very appropriate translation.
Yeah, that's not right.
It's like I guess power, right?
Power, yeah.
Power.
One who does not get involved in these 8 types of pride is worthy of right faith. If one gets involved in these 8 prides, then he tarnishes his right faith.
So you understand, if you are, it's kind of for you to balance, for you to understand which direction are you going. As you progress in this understanding, are you feeling that sense of ego, pride is slowly melting away? So these are all these things you can use to test yourself, basically.
Auntie, once you have Samyak Darshan, can you fall from Samyak Darshan?
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay.
But once you have it, even if you fall, you'll come back. That is guaranteed.
So you could have Samyak Darshan and then get one of these types of pride. Like you could become proud that I have Samyak Darshan.
Oh, yes.
And then you fall from that, but then you will hopefully come to your senses and yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is nothing but a kashaya then, right? जिसको मान कषाय बोलते हैं.
Man Kashai, yes. Yes.
Now there is description of 6 worthless things of false religion: Anayatan, the false lord, the false scriptures, the false teacher, followers of the false lord, followers of false scriptures, followers of false teachers. The person with the right faith does not worship, give respect, or praise these entities, as in doing so will tarnish the right faith.
So I'll explain this. Anayatan basically means you don't know the true nature of things. Now you are going around looking for answers. You find this Sadguru, you find this Baba or whatever else. There are people who then end up following that cult. And that then you will obviously have all 6 of them. You'll be following the wrong person. You'll be doing puja of those people. You'll be following their whatever they say scriptures in that sense, and that is taking you away from Samyak Darshan, because now you've fallen into completely wrong side of the nature of things, right? That guy will tell you, oh, let me see your future, and this is what you do, and then this will make you get married, or this will give you good job, and this, and you're like continuously more and more falling into it, which means then it will be more difficult for you to come out of that and go into the normal, whatever the nature of things is. So you definitely
Now there is
stay away from all that. Yeah.
Now there is description of 3 stupidities, mudata. First, to worship false teachers, Kuguru Seva; to worship false lords, Kudev Seva; to worship false religion, Kudharm Seva.
Now,
This way,
here
yeah.
lot of people make that mistake, and even you guys have said this, that what if they are a little bit better than me in some aspect? The problem, it's okay, like you think that even a child, if he's has some quality that you don't, and you learn from him, and that's fine. But the mistake people make is they think that is dharma, and then they fall for it, and then they are worshipping them, and then they're like going away. It's not saying that, okay, if there is some gun, there is some aspect that that person have, and you're learning and you respect them for that, that is okay, but don't fall for it as the true dharma. Dharma means nature of things. The nature of things is something that never changes, so you cannot go wrong there.
But Auntie, a lot of Jains will worship the protectors of the Tirthankars. They say Padmavati
Absolutely
Ma and all
wrong.
these things.
Mithyatva.
No, so let me ask the question. So when you're worshiping, like, okay, you can ask for things from these higher devs, right? But you can also have it clear in your mind that this is not the truth. Like, okay, I know this is not the ultimate. Padmavati Mata is not the ultimate reality, right? That is Tirthankar Bhagwan, Siddha Bhagwan. But Padmavati Mata is higher than me. She is a benevolent deity, and she may be able to help me in my worldly matters. So why can't you maintain both of those in your mind at the same time?
Okay, you can, but the problem what happens is Padmavati Mata gets the place of Tirthankar in your mind. You forget about the Tirthankar.
No,
And
she
there
doesn't.
are people who will do Padmavati Mata Puja and not even Bhagwan Puja. There are people of that sort, because then what happens is they get so dependent that they think that then, see, what are they doing to themselves? They're taking themselves towards the worldly needs and wants. And can that be the only factor? Yes, that can be a
It's a slippery slope. Right?
You know what is going to happen is, yes, you have indulged in some puja, which is calming you down, giving you good bhav. But whatever your problem is going to be only solved if your uday changes.
So this is the same bowl of the Ashrav Tattva, Bandha Tattva.
So now you're falling for that Padmavati Mata, not realizing she cannot help you until your own good karma fruition. So then what? And now you wasted your time doing that rather than worshipping the Aryans and understanding their gun, which are actually technically your own gun. right? And you've kind of fallen for that. So, like I said, it's always apeksha, because if you have the true understanding, number one, it won't be easy for you to fall for that. And let's say you're in between, right? Where you kind of understand who am I, yet you have this rag towards whatever the situation is going on, and you want to take a chance that, hey, what if I worship Padmavati, and maybe that will become a nimit uh, to fix whatever situation I'm going through. And fine, then you accept that as your weakness, that I'm feeling like doing that. But you should know clear demarcations where you are.
And Padmavati is Samyak Drishti, yes.
Yes.
Correct. But they become Samyak Drishti by not believing in all the wrong things, correct? So we are going to believe wrong things from them. I mean, how come the Samyak Drishti can help? I mean,
Padmavati knows she cannot help you. So
yeah.
then why there to worship, and she's not going to help you anyway.
Yeah. She will not help because she knows definitely that she cannot do because of the abhavas or whatever that, right?
So why waste your time? So, and I understand people do that because their understanding is not yet complete.
Yeah.
But as you get dhrad faith in the dharma, then even the strong, bad circumstances cannot move you, cannot make you vigilant. So it is okay to accept that I am not there yet, and that's why I'm getting these thoughts, and that's fine. So those who have this understanding, strong faith, for example, Banarsi Das ji, right? Even in those Balbodh and Vitrag Vigyan, we read about Banarsi Das ji, right? We studied, he had how many kids? 12 or 7. They all died. But he didn't go to Padmavati Devi or anybody Devi. He understood the nature of things. They came with that much ayu, this happened. And there is this episode where they say he did the rituals for one of the kids and immediately came and did his pravachan, right? And somebody asked, he was a little late. So he was asked why he got late. And he said, well, there was a guest and I had to leave them. Because he took that child of his as a guest in his household who left. Because when he himself was born, he didn't come with this house, he didn't come with the child or the wife or whoever. So now he's associating himself with that soul. That as it formed the body, it started getting attached to that body, and then everything else related to that body, the house, the wife, the kids, the whatever else there is. But so that is obviously a higher state, but it is okay to accept that I am not there yet. And I still have this strong rag or strong whatever. And because of that, yes, I can get the thought of doing this or that. But take it as a fault and not justifying that that's the right thing to do.
Now, in the same way, I think we also do like Lakshmi Pujan on Diwali, right? So how does that fit into all this?
Okay, so there is two ways to think about it. One is doing Lakshmi, thinking of it as money is like totally useless and pointless. In Jain philosophy, Lakshmi actually never meant money. It meant knowledge. So if you are, puja just means that you appreciate. And if you kind of appreciate knowledge, which is important, knowledge is power. If you didn't have the knowledge of the scriptures, you wouldn't have the correct understanding and in turn correct charitra and everything. So some people, and there are Jain ways of doing Diwali puja, which is more focused on knowledge and not money. And then there is social puja who wants to see what happens is we have all seen this even in my own household, like my grandparents, and they would have these silver coins that they would place in certain ways. There was this whatever, I'm assuming it's a Hindu ritual, but it has proliferated into all the Jain households too. So a lot of people, because they've seen that growing up, they continue the tradition. And then you accept new ones. Like I used to have a Christmas tree and blah blah, all those things too. Because women in general like to celebrate, like to do those kind of things. Until my younger son one fine day says, "Why are we having a Christmas tree in our house? We are Jains. To us, Christmas tree doesn't mean anything." So I said, "Okay, fine." So, so someday we can correct our understanding and change our own rituals.
I think a lot of these have a social context attached to it.
That's all it is. It's only a social context.
Yeah, I mean, because we have a Christmas tree doesn't mean that we're Christians. I mean,
Exactly.
it's just something festive for the season. It looks nice. You have guests over. And
That's all
it's decoration, really, just more than anything else, right?
You're just trying to blend with the society. You're just trying to do the same things your neighbors are doing, and that's all.
Yeah.
But remember, the strong faith people don't. Do Islamic people have Christmas trees? Usually not.
Well, even the fundamentalist Christians, the Christians don't have it either, the fundamentalist ones.
Christians won't have Diwali because their neighbor is celebrating Diwali.
No, they won't have Christmas trees either. They think it's a pagan holiday.
Yeah,
so
themselves also, yes.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? So it all depends.
This is the choice, how intense we want to be. Correct?
Yes. And the risk you have is
Yeah.
you may or may not have that, but you can have the risk of giving wrong sanskars to your family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then the kids grow up that way, thinking that there is this Santa who is going to help you, and all that is what? Mithyatva. So you're giving grahit mithyatva to your kids. So one has to be careful. Now you know the true nature of things, you know all this stuff, and now you're just trying to blend with the society without much thought. That's okay. But that doesn't usually happen. That's why they don't promote those kind of things.
So how much of social context is related to Jainism? It's
Nothing. Jainism has nothing to do with social. It's all about your soul.
Yeah. It's very selfish.
Yes, in that sense. Yes.
I think it's centered on the self, right? More than
Yeah.
selfish.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but when it says that nobody else can help you, it is meant to be selfish. Right?
Yes. So, and that doesn't mean once we read and we're
Yeah.
gonna like,
It's not.
So, but your faith should be that if I have the thought that others are doing for me, others are helping, then I am wrong. At least that much you should have the understanding. That so far my faith is not strong enough.
Yeah.
At least you should accept your faults and don't justify that, oh, aisa kuch nahi hota hai, and sab to help karte hi hain, that type of thing. So then that is why it is gradual. See, first your internal faith will become, so even though you may act the same way, but internally you will know, no, it is not like this. It is not so. And then slowly it will come in charitra, where you wouldn't need to go to the temple asking for some Devi to do something for you. So I understand. That's why faith is first. And even in world, you do what you believe in, right?
It's
Okay.
like they also say, like, fake it while make it till you make it.
That is true. That is the charitra part. We are
That,
till we make it.
yeah.
Right? All these rituals that are done, right?
Yeah.
So even if you're not Samyak Drishti, those 8 things we read, we can always fake it. We can behave like that, even if we are not yet Samyak Drishti. Or even the tap. That's why they call it Bal tap. It's fake tap.
Mhm.
But that still gives you the practice when you get to be Samyak Drishti. Now you already can do the thought. So, okay, continue now. Where are we?
This way, there is description of 20, I think that's just a summary. This way, there is description of 25 faults of right faith in the stanza number 11 to 14. The person with the right faith always keeps away from these faults.
You can read that. One gets fearful, whatever that says.
Yeah. One gets fearful if someone approaches him with knife. He also is afraid of snake, scorpion, enemy, or incurable disease. But one is not afraid of wrong belief, which is the reason for him to wander in transmigratory cycle of life and death. If he becomes fearful of this wrong belief, then will search for the true nature of the self. Paramagam Sar, stanza 506.
Right. So you see what I'm saying is worse to be bitten by or to be in the transmigratory cycle of birth and death and misery and whatever. So let's say we change our circumstances in this life, but that's only this one life. But if we don't fix our other beliefs, then it's lives and lives and lives. It's like being what do they call that? Penny wise and dollar.
Pound foolish.
That's basically what we are doing. Okay, let's continue.
So we are afraid of true belief, not afraid of wrong belief.
No, it's a very striking statement, actually.
That's exactly because we don't give it a thought that we are only worried about fixing our current situation. And that doing so in the long-term situation, we are making things worse.
Yeah, but that's because those things are immediate. You're afraid of the snake because the snake will bite you and you'll die. You cannot see with our eyes, we cannot see the transmigration of the soul. So, I mean, it's a logical reason that we fear those things.
See that you're ruining your future by just watching football games and not studying. We are good to teach our kids, but see, sometimes even the children, when they're involved in their sport, whatever the case may be, then the parents can see that, oh, he's not understanding that he needs to spend time towards his studies also, which is important, right? Because that's a long-term goal. So we have to remind them. So same way we have to remind ourselves. The child also can see the immediate benefit of watching a football game and getting the happiness out of it versus a long-term gain of having a career or whatever the case may be. It's the same way here. So, okay, let's continue. I think we have one more left from this, right? Yeah, it stands up.
The grandeur of right belief with vowless conduct. दोष रहित गुण सहित सुधीजे सम्यक दर्श सजे हैं चारित मोहवस लेश न संजम पय सुरनाथ जजे हैं ग्रेही पे ग्रह में न रचे जो जलते भिन्न कमल हैं नगर नारी को प्यार जथा कादा में हेम अमल है. So dosh rahit, without infirmities. Gunashit, with virtues. Sudhije, pious, wise persons. Samyak darsh, right faith. Sajal hai, cherish. Charitra mohavash, due to fruition of conduct deluding karma. Leshna, not even little. Sanjam, vows, etc. By Suranath, heavenly celestial beings. Jaje hai, admire. grihi, householder, paye grah mein, in family, etc. Na rachai, not to indulge in. John, as such. Jalate bhinna kamal hai. Lotus remains untouched from the water. Nagar nariko, of the prostitute. Pyar, love. Jatha, like. Kada mein hem amal hai. Gold in mud remaining free from fill. The person with right belief with vowless conduct is on the fourth stage of spiritual development. He is without the 25 faults and with 8 components of right faith. Even though he has fruition of partial vow prevention passion karma, and as a result he does not have even small restrained conduct, the heavenly angels adore this soul. Even though he remains in family life, he is detached from it. It is like the love of a prostitute, gold in the mud or lotus remaining untouched by water.
Okay, so you understand? Does the prostitute really love her clients? No, she has a selfish motive. So they're kind of comparing it that way, that you stay away from those attachments. Okay, go ahead. Oh, is that the complete of that stanza?
Yeah.
And that's
Oh, that was not enough explanation. Okay, let's see. If it's anything better in the Hindi book, let me see if we can. So let me read the Hindi one to you, okay? So
sure.
वो जो विवेकी 25 दोष रहित तथा 8 अंग गुण सहित सम्यक दर्शन धारण करते हैं, obviously we studied the 25 दोष and the 8 अंग, उन्हें अप्रत्याख्याना वर्णीय कषाय के तीव्र उदय से, so they are able to not take the vows, होने के कारण यद्यपि संयम भावलेश मात्र भी नहीं है, so they are not able to, you don't see it in their charitra, in their behavior all the time, but तथापि इंद्रादि उनकी पूजा आदर करते हैं. The devas worship the सम्यक दृष्टिस. जिस प्रकार पानी में रहने पर भी कमल पानी से अलिप्त रहता है, so even though you will see the सम्यक दृष्टि doing the same duties, worldly duties, doing the, his lifestyle may or may not change, still he is away from all those. He's not associating himself with that. उसी प्रकार सम्यक दृष्टि घर में रहते हुए भी ग्रस्त अवस्था से लिप्त नहीं होता. So सम्यक दृष्टि, he will not leave the family because he has not yet achieved that vow type of status where he will leave the family and take the diksha and all that. But he, even though physically he's there doing his duties, but he's really not there. He's not attached to them as much. So he has that nirmoh avastha, उदासीन निर्मोह रहता है. जिस प्रकार वैश्या का प्रेम मात्र पैसे से ही होता है, मनुष्य पर नहीं होता. सम्यक दृष्टि का प्रेम, like you guys said, it's selfish. He is only indulging in his own soul and not in others. उसी प्रकार सम्यक दृष्टि का प्रेम सम्यक्त्व में ही होता है, किंतु ग्रस्त पने में नहीं होता. Even though he is doing his duties, but he is not there in that sense. He's not attached to it. But he is associated with his own soul and his सम्यक दर्शन. तथा जिस प्रकार सोना कीचड़ में पड़े रहने पर भी निर्मल रहता है, उसी प्रकार सम्यक दृष्टि जीव ग्रस्त दशा में रहने पर भी उसमें लिप्त नहीं होता, क्योंकि वो उसे त्यागने योग्य मानता है. So he may not be able to do it yet, but he thinks it is worth giving up that attachment. So he understands his soul. So it's just like if the gold is in the mud, it doesn't really get dirty, right? You can always take it out and it's as good as gold. So it's the same way, Samyak Drishti, or for us also, our soul doesn't really get dirty. Nothing can really change your true nature. Whatever faults we have are temporary. So that's the point they're trying to make. So okay, so the next topic, can somebody else read? Viraj, you want to read?
Yeah. Stanza 16. Importance of right faith. Pratham Nark Bin Pashtabhu
Shat, that is Sha. Shatabhu.
Shatabhu Jyotish Wala Bhavan Sadnari. Yavar Vikal
Kalatre Pashu mein nahi.
Vikal Lay
Tray.
Tray Pashu mein nahi. Upjad Samyakyadari Tini Lok Sihu Kal Mahi Nahi Darshan Sav Sukhkari Sakal Dharma Ko Bhul Yahi Is Bin Karni Dukh Kari. Pratham Nark Bin, except the first hell. Shatabhu, 6 earths of hell. Jyotis, stellar celestial heavenly beings. Vana, wandering celestial beings. Bhavan, mansion, dwelling celestials, heavenly beings. Saud, hermaphrodites. Nari, women. Davar, immobile one-sense organisms. Vikaltre, 2 to 4 sense organisms. Pashu, animal. Menhai, not in. Upajat, take birth. Samyak Dhari, person with the right faith. Teni Lok, 3 parts of the world. Tihu Kal Mahim, in all the 3 times, past, present, and future. Nahin, not. Darshan Sao Sukhakari, bliss yielding as right faith. Sakal Dharma Kaumul, root of complete religion. Karani Yahi, these activities. Is bin, in the absence. Dukhakhari, painful. A person with the right faith does not reincarnate in the following places. He does not go into the life of hell except for the first hell out of 7. He also does not go into the celestial, heavenly life of the mansion dwelling, wandering the stellar beings. He's not born as a hermaphrodite.
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 Hermaphrodite. It just means it means napumsakaling.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Woman, 1 sensed, 2 sensed, 3 sensed, or 4 sensed, or 5 sensed animals. In the 3 worlds of universe and all the times of past, present, and future, there is nothing comparable to the bliss-yielding right faith. This right faith is the root of religious life. Any religious activities without the right faith produce misery.
Okay. So they're trying to tell you, even though Samyak Drishti himself will not be attracted, he's not trying to get Samyak Darshan to have these, I guess, luxuries, sort of that they don't get born in anything lower than first hell. They don't get born in the lower, though if they get the birth in the Devlok, then they don't get born in the lower heavens, usually higher heavens. And then they don't get born in 1 sensed, 2 sensed, all that. So, but that is if you kept your Samyak Darshan during your death. Then your next life is not going to be any of those. You won't even become a woman. Interesting. Huh? So you'll get a male form and 5 sensed. So, well, those who are looking for those benefits, those are there too. It's worth getting Samyak Darshan, right? So that's all they're trying to explain to you, the importance of Samyak Darshan and the other benefits. So go ahead.
The knowledge and conduct are wrong without the right faith. मोक्षमल की प्रथम सिद्धि है
सीढ़ी है
याबिन ज्ञान चरित्र सम्यक कृता न लहे सोई दर्शन धारो भव्य पवित्र डोल सम्यक सुनी चेत सयाने काल वृद्ध मति खोए यह नरभव फिरी मिलिन कठिन है जो सम्यक नहीं होवे मोक्ष महामाल की नी for the place of liberation pratham siddhi first step yabin without it gyan charitra knowledge and conduct samyakta righteousness na lahai not to acquire so therefore darshan right faith dharo follow bhavya pavitra liberate and holy ones Dhal Daulat Ram the author samaj understand suni listen chet awaken sayane wise men kal is time vrutha vainly mati kowai do not waste yah is this narbhav human life firi after this milan kathin hai difficult to get jao if samyak right faith nahi hoye not to attain. This right faith is the first step to the palace of liberation. Knowledge and conduct cannot become right without the right faith. Any knowledge prior to right faith is wrong knowledge, and any conduct is wrong conduct. Therefore, every worthy soul must obtain the right faith first. Pandit Daulat Ramji now addresses his soul and says that, "Oh, my dear discriminative soul, please listen from the experienced enlightened soul. Understand and then awaken. Please do not waste the precious human life. If one loses the chance to obtain the right faith in this life, then it'll be a very long time before the human life comes back again."
So is it only Daulat Ramji saying that to himself? Is that why he wrote this?
To everybody.
Every
To
soul,
everybody.
every soul.
Yeah.
Every soul should feel that way for himself. Okay. So basically, okay, in the previous stanza in the Hindi book, there's a little note that, and we've already discussed that many times, that Shrenik Raja, he became Samigdrashti after his Ayubandh. So he had Ayubandh of, because he did a very bad thing, so he probably Satwa Narak or something. But because then if he had Samigdarshan prior, he would not even get any Naraka Bandh. But because his Ayu was already Bandh, it got reduced down to the first Narak, because Samigdrashti Jeev cannot go below first Narak. So that is one example that the Shastras usually have. And then if you are Samidrashti and get a Manushya Janma, then also you get in the Bhog Bhumi, where it's all good. So, okay. So we're done with this chapter, but we can do a little summary quick if somebody wants to read that. Dinesh, you want to read? Oh, it's in the Hindi book. So somebody who has a Hindi book can read that. Oh, let's see this. What is this? Jaise Paramatma, Vaise Atma. Is that in the later chapters? Is that what you're scrolling?
No, this is in the end of the third chapter.
Okay, let's read that.
Sorry. This is Tisri Dhal ka Saransh is here.
Pull up the Hindi book. Never mind. Yes, good.
I have that.
Okay, then go ahead, Dinesh. We can read the summary.
I would read it very slowly, so maybe somebody else.
Okay, then somebody who reads Hindi better.
Yeah, I can.
I can take it up.
Yeah, Amit.
Go ahead, Amit. Yeah.
Let me open up the Hindi one.
Right there on your screen.
It's on the screen.
He's sharing.
Oh yeah, okay. तीसरे डाल का सारांश, आत्मा का कल्याण सुख प्राप्त करने में है। आकुलता का मिट जाना ही सज्ञ सुख है। मोक्ष ही सुख रूप है। इसीलिए प्रत्येक आत्मार्थी को मोक्ष मार्ग में प्रवृत्ति करना चाहिए। निश्चय, सम्यक दर्शन, सम्यक ज्ञान, सम्यक चारित्र, इन तीनों की एकता मोक्ष मार्ग है। उसका कथन दो प्रकार से है। निश्चय, सम्यक दर्शन, ज्ञान, चारित्र तो वास्तव में मोक्ष मार्ग है, और व्यवहार, सम्यक दर्शन, ज्ञान, चारित्र मोक्ष मार्ग नहीं है, वास्तव में बंद मार्ग है। लेकिन निश्चय मोक्ष मार्ग में कदाचित नियम रूप नहीं, सहचर एवं निमित्त होने से उसे व्यवहार मोक्ष मार्ग कहा जाता है। आत्मा की परद्रव्यों में भिन्नता का यथार्थ श्रद्धान निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन है। परद्रव्यों से भिन्नता का यथार्थ ज्ञान निश्चय सम्यक ज्ञान है, और परद्रव्यों का आलंबन छोड़कर आत्मस्वरूप में लीन होना निश्चय सम्यक चरित्र है। सातों तत्वों का यथावत भेद रूप अटल श्रद्धान व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन कहलाता है। यद्यपि सात तत्वों के भेद की अटल श्रद्धा भी शुभराग होने से वास्तव में सम्यक दर्शन नहीं है, किंतु निचली दशा अर्थात चौथे, पांचवें और छठवें गुणस्थान में निश्चय सम्यक्त्व के साथ कदाचित सहचर एवं निमित्त होने से वह व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन कहलाता है। 8 मद, 3 मूढ़ता, 6 अनायतन और शब्दादि
Shankadi.
8 what
Shanka,
is
that word is
Shankadi.
oh ओके, शंकादि 8 दोष ये सम्यक्त्व के 25 दोष है, तथा निशिक्तादि
निशंकितादि
Shankadi.
शंकतादि 8 सम्यक्त्व के
अंग
अज्ञ
Anga.
अंग
अंग अर्थात गुण है। उन्हें भली भांति जानकर दोषों का त्याग तथा गुणों का ग्रहण करना चाहिए। जो विवेकी जीव निश्चय सम्यक्त्व को धारण करता है, उसे जब तक निर्बलता है तब तक पुरुषार्थ की मंदता के कारण यद्यपि किंचित भी संयम नहीं होता, तथापि वह इंद्रादि के द्वारा आदर पाता है, प्रशंसनीय होता है। 3 लोक और 3 काल में निश्चय सम्यक्त्व के समान सुखकारी अन्य कोई वस्तु नहीं है। समस्त धर्मों को का मूल सार तथा मोक्ष मार्ग की प्रथम सीढ़ी सम्यक्त्व ही है। इसके बिना शयोपशम ज्ञान और शुभ राग रूप चारित्र सम्यक पने को प्राप्त नहीं होते, मिथ्या ही कहलाते हैं। आगामी आयु का बंद होने से पूर्व सम्यक्त्व धारण करने वाला जीव मृत्यु के पश्चात दूसरे भव में नारकी, ज्योतिषी, व्यंतर, भवनवासी देव, नपुंसक, स्त्री, स्थावर, विकलत्रय, पशुहीनादि, नीच गोत्र वाला, अल्पायु तथा दरिद्री नहीं होता। सम्यक दृष्टि मनुष्य और तिर्यंच मरकर वैमानिक देव होते हैं। सम्यक दृष्टि देव और नारकी मरकर कर्मभूमि के उत्तम क्षेत्र में मनुष्य ही होते हैं। यदि सम्यक दर्शन होने से पूर्व देव, मनुष्य, तिरंज या नरकायु का बंध हो गया हो, तो वह मरकर वैमानिक देव, भोग भूमि का मनुष्य, भोग भूमि का तिर्यंच अथवा प्रथम नरक का नारकी होता है। इससे नीचे के स्थान में जन्म नहीं होता। इस प्रकार निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन की अपार महिमा है। इसलिए प्रत्येक आत्मार्थी को सत्य शास्त्रों को स्वाध्याय, तत्वचर्चा, सत्समागम तथा यथार्थ तत्व विचार द्वारा निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन प्राप्त करना चाहिए, क्योंकि यदि इस मनुष्य भव में निश्चय सम्यक्त्व प्राप्त नहीं किया तो पुनः मनुष्य पर्याय की प्राप्ति आदि सुयोग प्राप्त होना कठिन है। इस प्रकार अध्यात्म प्रेमी कविवर पंडित दौलतराम जी द्वारा रचित छह डाला में मुक्ति मार्ग का पहला चरण सम्यक दर्शन स्वरूप एवं महिमा का निरूपण करने वाली तीसरी ढाल पूर्ण हुई।
ओके, तो सो फार पहली ढाल में क्या आया कि चारों गतियों में सुख नहीं है, चारों गतियों के आपको दुख बताए। फिर क्या बताया दूसरी ढाल में?
रीजंस फॉर द,
हाँ, क्यों चारों गतियों में आप घूम रहे हो। मिथ्या दर्शन, मिथ्या ज्ञान, मिथ्या चारित्र और अज्ञान उसका, बिकॉज यू डिडंट नो एनी ऑफ दिस, दैट इज व्हाई यू आर रोमिंग अराउंड इन द फोर गतिज। तीसरी ढाल में क्या आ रहा है?
रेमेडीज,
रेमेडीज, सॉल्यूशंस, कि अगर आपको ये दुख नहीं चाहिए, चारों गतियों में नहीं घूमना है, तो सम्यक दर्शन, सम्यक चारित्र, सम्यक ज्ञान लो। और उसके अब डिटेल्स कि सम्यक दर्शन होगा तो क्या क्या देखोगे आप, एंड क्या क्या नहीं होगा, एंड ऑल दैट। और सम्यक दर्शन होगा तो आपको क्या बेनिफिट्स है, वेयर ऑल विल यू अवॉइड द बैड गतिज एट लीस्ट, right? Even if you're in Manushya, Bhog Bhumi is where you get whatever you want without having the stress of efforts and any of those. So obviously it's better than this Karma Bhumi that we are in today. And you don't see any of the miseries and sorrows. In Bhog Bhumi mein, people get born as twins, they die as twins, so there is no that big sorrow of losing your spouse and all that. So in that sense, less akulta, less dukh in all those places where you end up after Samyak Darshan. And anyway, when you have the right understanding, that dukh is less. Okay. So we have 10 more minutes. So either we can do maybe 1 or 2 chand of the chapter 4. So third chapter was about Samyak Darshan, importance of it, characteristics of it, and what all the benefits are. Now the fourth dal is going to be about Samyak Gyan, and fifth will be Samyak Charitra, and then sixth will be Bara. What do you call? So the fifth and sixth will not take too long, hopefully. Then the sixth will have more details. So that we will spend more time on. Okay. So, okay. Yeah, we might as well use the time and start it. Okay. So Dinesh, you want to come read? Now we're back to the English book.
Yeah, okay. So सम्यक श्रद्धा धारी पुनि सेवा हो सम्यक ध्यान स्वर पर अर्थ बहु धर्मजूत जो प्रगतावान भान. So samyak shraddhadhari means on attaining right faith. Puni, after that. Sevahu, attempt to acquire. Samyak dhyan, right knowledge. Swapar, self and others. Arthabahu, many ways. Dharmajut, with all characteristics. Jo, like. Pragatavan, illuminating. And Bhan, sun. Pragatavan. So true faith leads to right knowledge. As the sun illuminates self and others, the right knowledge knows the self and the alien substances with their attributes.
So basically, you first need the right knowledge and then your, right faith. And then only your knowledge becomes the samyak knowledge or right knowledge, right? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, stanza 2. Samyak साथै ज्ञान हो पै भिन्न आराधौ लक्षण श्रद्धा जानी दुहों में भेद अबाधौ सम्यक कारण जानी ज्ञान कारज है सोई युगपति होते भी प्रकाश दीपक ते होई. Samyak sathai, simultaneously with right faith. Jnana hoy, manifests the right knowledge. Pai bhinna, but are different. Aradhau, know. Lakshana, characteristics. Shraddha, belief. Jani, to know. Duhome, in both of them. Bhed, difference. Abudhau, without any contradiction. Samyak karan jani, to know that the cause is the right faith. Jnana karaj he soi, the effect is the right knowledge. Yugapat hote bhi, both are simultaneous. Prakas, emission of light. Deepak te hoi, from the lamp. So even though the right knowledge and the right faith manifest simultaneously, they are both different because they are the modes of different attributes. Right faith is the modification of the pure faith attribute, and the right knowledge is the modification of the pure right knowledge attribute. Right faith means faith in the 7 elements without any contrary opinion. Right knowledge means to have the right knowledge of self and alien substances without any indecision, sanshay, erroneous cognition, viparye, and inconclusiveness. Anadhya vasaya. The right knowledge is the principal action.
Try to do in your notes because these words will come and they're not easy to remember. Anadhyavasai is inconclusiveness. Right? So make sure you kind of have your own little glossary, dictionary type of thing where you can refer to whenever these words come.
The right knowledge is the principal action, naimittik karya, for which the right faith is the auxiliary cause, nimittakaran. Therefore, from the perspective of cause and action relationship, they both are different. Where there is right faith, then the right knowledge occurs. Therefore, the right faith is known as the cause for the right knowledge. When there is lamp, there is light. In the same manner, when there is right faith, then there is right knowledge.
So that's pretty good explanation, right? Because even though the light and the bulb, like they're visible at the same time, but still the light, the bulb starting gives the light, right? So that's the comparison they're making. And you do need the right faith in order to have the right knowledge. So even though the knowledge we are gaining right now is right, but it is not called right until you have the right faith. Okay, we can, let's do one more and then we're done.
Tasu bhed dvai hai, paroksha parataksha tinamahi, mati shrut doy paroksh, aksh mante upjahi, avadhi jnana मन पर्याय ये है देश प्रत्यक्षा द्रव्य क्षेत्र परमान लिए जाने जिया स्वक्षा.
It talks about this, the chart.
Yeah, these are different types of knowledge, right? Praroksh and Pratyaksh. Let's just quickly discuss this chart, right? So Pratyaksh means the one you know from your soul. You don't need help of anything else. But in Vyavahar, we can say, okay, I learned this from somebody versus I experienced it myself. Or I can see it with my own eyes. I am right here in front of the Eiffel Tower versus watching it on YouTube. YouTube will relatively paroksh, live, seeing it live is pratyaksh. Even though it's called Sam Vyavharik Pratyaksh, because it's still not through your soul. Okay. Then within indirect, how would you get that knowledge? Spiritual knowledge, this is Shrut Gyan, and Mati Gyan is the cognitive knowledge. And the direct Pratyaksh is going to be Desh Pratyaksh means partial perception and perfect perception. It is Sakal Pratyaksh, which will happen when you become Kevali. Right? And Desh Pratyaksh will happen when you get Avadhi Gyan or Manaparyay Gyan. You can see it, but there are limitations. Basically, those you can see, know without the help of Indriya, but you can only know partial things. So those are the different types of knowledge.
That's a good chart.
Yes, it's very good that way.
So tasu bhed dvai, it is of two kinds. He paroksh is indirect, parataksh direct, tina mahi in these, mati cognitive knowledge, shrut scriptural knowledge, doi both, paroksh indirect, akshamante upajahi are generated from the sense organs and mind, avadidnan clairvoyance, manaparyay telepathy, yehe both are. Desha Prataksha, partially direct, Dravya Kshetra Paramanaliye, with the limitations of substance in place, Jane Jya Swaksha, knows clearly through the soul. Right knowledge can be divided into two groups, direct and indirect. The cognitive knowledge, Mati Dhyan, and articulate knowledge, Shruta Dhyan, are indirect because they are required with the help of sense organs and the mind. Right knowledge of cognitive and the articulate scripture knowledge are direct at the time of the self-realization, because at that time the sense organs and the mind are not in the instrumental cause. Clairvoyant and telepathic knowledge are partially direct because the soul can have partial knowledge of the matter in the form of their substance, dravya, area, kshetra, modes, kal, and the attributes, bhav.
Okay, so basically the cognitive knowledge has more limitations. It is also indirect, and it comes with its own limitations, because for both of those you need indriyas, right? Whereas the other two, clairvoyance and avadhi and manaparyay, those don't need your five senses. You can know without them. And I already explained that those two will have limitations. So, okay. So next class, we will start with Chand 4, right? And Dhal 4. So today is what? Next, yeah, we will do class next week, but after that, we probably won't be able to. So just FYI. So, okay. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्मस्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्मस्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्मस्वरूप निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है वंदना शत बार है जय जिनेन्द्र
Jai Jinendra.
जय जयेंद्र।
yeah just remember